This is Roger Struckoff with Syscon TV. We're at Cloud Expo East in New York in 2014. Sitting with Roberto Medrano of SOA Software. I emphasize the year because we've been sitting here for a long time together. You've been coming to the show for a long time. Roberto, welcome again. Tell me, what were you talking about 5 years ago compared to what you're talking about today?
So 5 years ago, we were talking about how organizations should be making their infrastructure SOA ready with service-oriented architecture. And today, and many organizations actually did some good programs to become more agile and reuse. And now we continue talking about service-oriented architecture, but with applications like cloud. How do you become more agile on the cloud? And mobile. And also SOA is the main way and main reason how cloud applications can work better, as well as mobile. On the mobile side, we're talking about APIs and how APIs are REST-based, how they work better with mobile, and what are you supposed to do in terms of security, management, governance for both APIs and web services, all the way from the beginning of planning, developing, running, and then sharing those web services and APIs with internal and external people.
You know, I spent a couple of years focused on editing a book by a guy a lot smarter than me about SOA. He was tremendous, and we created about 1,000 pages of a book. I learned it was complicated.
What was his name?
His name was, now you make me remember his name. His name was Paul. I'll come up with it in a minute. And he worked for my employer. Oh. And now that's terrible. You made me try to remember his name. His first name was Paul, and he's really smart. And it was complicated. So what I'm thinking is, number one, is there virtualization or is there cloud without SOA? And number two, SOA isn't exactly like as mature as some people may think. Aren't there still challenges? Aren't there still customers that need to know and you need to educate? Tell me all about that, and I'll try to remember Paul's name.
Okay. SOAs, web services. Some people talk SOAs as web services. Some people speak about API management as a REST services. For us, both of them are services. Both of them have to be secure, managed, governed in the same fashion, in similar fashion. So yeah, some organizations have some sort of programs in the SOA side. They may be at the development phase or at the runtime phase. But many people are moving into mobile initiatives, cloud initiatives, and those are either web services or REST APIs, and they need similar programs. And now they're looking as to how am I going to do this connections, interconnectivity with the internal side, how am I going to promote my APIs for other developers to become more agile. Those developers, how are they going to develop more applications, more apps with the APIs that I provide for them externally and externally. So all those thoughts is, what am I going to do to be more agile in the new world of mobile, cloud, Internet of Things, all these new things that are coming up fast on the IT environments.
Well, what are they going to do to be more agile? That word's come up quite a bit here. What are they going to do? What do you tell them? What are they going to do?
Well, agility doesn't mean you have to start from scratch. If you use service-oriented architecture principles, you'll be reusing services, reusing APIs, you'll be agile, creating new apps and new applications. So if you use those principles, you become better at reinventing your existing applications for the new initiatives. You become better at reinventing your digital channels, and you become better at reinventing your data center. There's a lot of initiatives on data center right now on reinventing your data center with new APIs and web services. So that's part of the agile. You become agile by doing things that allow you to be faster to create new applications.
At this show, we've started the first Internet of Things track and part of our exhibition. So IoT has been around for a few years, but really getting some traction. What's your viewpoint on Internet of Things? What are customers telling you, and how are you addressing the issues?
Well, Internet of Things is the connectivity for everything. We are going to be connected, not only as a person, but all the things are going to be connected. Any devices, cars, health monitors, anything like that, including refrigerators, of course, telling us things that we need to know, either about our health, about our cars, about our chairs, about doing some exercise here and there. And all those interconnectivities are really API based. So as an API base, if you interconnect things, you're going to need security, you're going to need management, you're going to be monitoring all the things that we are providing and promoting at this show. So the IoT, as we call it, is a new generation of new interconnected devices and millions and billions of devices that are coming up pretty quickly to be connected into the cloud, into the mobile, into the internal infrastructure. So it's very exciting.
You're easy to find. I think you're SOA.com.
Yeah, we are SOA.com. We are service-oriented architecture. That's our thing. But SOA software is what we're promoting. We're the leaders, according to Gartner and Forrester, of API management and SOA governance.
We've been sitting here with Roberto Medrano of SOA Software. Thanks again for joining us. For Syscon TV, this is Roger Struckoff.